student. We are back. We just mentioned there are different phenomena around the world. One is globalization, another is localization. However, globalization is a very controversial issue because in our reading, we mentioned there are people who support globalization. However, on the other side, there are also people who are against globalization because they think this kind of change or the trade around the world is not fair for some of the country or for some of the local business. So, Jeannie, would you like to give some your observation toward this kind of opinion or give some example for student?
As maybe it's mentioned, there was a popular or bestseller book called The World is Flat. So that a reporter offered some personal observations, and he said something really positive about the phenomenon of globalization. Of course, for most people coming from America or Europe, they probably think, okay, taking a flight from America or from Europe to many Asian countries, it only takes like 8 hours or 12 hours, so they can communicate or make business with local business people, and they say it's a really benefit or beneficial phenomenon for them because they can handle this kind of interchange of goods or services in a very convenient or fast way. But we need to think, like in each country, for example, in America, it's such a huge country. So there will be some really countrysides, and people like farmers in these areas.
They didn't benefit from
globalization. So again, it takes lots of money, investments, and capital to buy equipment, to buy different machines, and for them to process their goods or those fruits or vegetables, and they probably need to do some thing to process these fruits or vegetables or even meat before they can export these goods to other countries. And for those who cannot afford such a huge amount of money, they couldn't do this. So if we compare the farmers in the United States with the farmers, for example, in Central Africa, perhaps the farmers in Central Africa would not be able to afford such a huge investment. So those farmers will not be benefited from the phenomenon of globalization. And to put that in another way, maybe those who get money or get good things from globalization are those multinational companies which have been founded in Europe or in United States or in other rich countries.
Thank you for Jeannie to give this example of the farmers. And probably student, you just heard that there are those people who support globalization or those who got benefit or got advantage from doing this business because they can use the resources in different country. And for example, you probably have heard there's a controversial issue in fashion industry because those brands, they make clothes in developing country such as Vietnam, China, or South America. Bangladesh. For example, these places, those workers work in a very bad condition. However, those clothes are sold by those international country, and they got profit from selling these clothes. However, those workers didn't share this profit. So there are also other side who against this globalization trend because they think it's not fair for the people all around the world. People didn't share this profit equal.
So maybe it's just mentioned, particularly for factory workers or some farmers who get involved into the phenomenon of globalization, and they found their rights have been deprived, or they probably do not have much human rights from participating in this phenomenon. And again, there are also people who do not have the chance to join this phenomenon. I guess it's really difficult for you to imagine, because you are probably seeing this video online, using the web, using your notebook or your laptop. But for some people, they probably do not have good infrastructure in their countries. In other words, they probably do not have the electricity that you are using to use the computer, or they probably have no idea what internet is for, or probably they don't have the 4G equipment that the cell phone or smartphone you are using, or any kind of gadget using that is helpful. So that's totally strangers to them. So for those people, they are not parts of this phenomenon, and I would not say globalization has brought them any benefits.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, Jeannie, for brought out this kind of differences in terms of technology and infrastructure around the world. So, student, you probably can find a lot of different ideas to globalization. Some are positive toward this kind of trend, but some hold a negative idea toward this kind of trend. And you can check around your life. Probably you have, I don't know, probably you benefit from this kind of trend because you can buy goods from different countries easily online, or you can watch videos from different countries, made by different country people easily. However, there are also people who didn't share this kind of benefit, or they didn't feel this kind of trade doing any goods to their life. So I think it's good for you to have a chance to think about these kind of different attitudes, and you can also come back to reading again and see if you have any your own opinion toward this trend.
So I guess that should be the end of the third section. So we have 2 questions regarding this section. So the first question would be, what are the reasons that people support the phenomenon of globalization?
And my question is, what are reasons for people who are against the phenomenon of globalization?
So thank you for being with us with this unit. We hope to see you again.
Bye-bye.